$2.2 thousand in profit, 114 points captured on the Nasdaq. I'm gonna break down how I did this live in front of my members using my BBR strategy in this video. I'm gonna bring you guys back to what my charts look like when I woke up, the charts and levels I marked out this morning, the confirmation I got on this trade to take it, why I took it, and why I targeted what I targeted. So let's go ahead and take you guys back to what my chart looked like this morning when I woke up. I'm gonna walk you through the levels I marked out, my thought process this morning, everything under the sun, and give you a whole trade recap of why I took this trade and how it worked out using my BBR strategy. So this is what I had this morning going into the day. Let's put this bitch in replay mode and go back to here. There we go. So first thing I do every single morning is look at the hourly chart, mark my London highs and London lows, which starts at 3 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. So this would be my London high, and this would be my London low. Next thing I'll do is I'll zoom out to the daily time frame, see if we have any daily fair value gaps, anything major there. This morning we did not have that. Obviously this candle printed, you wouldn't have saw this whole candle off open. It's just showing you that because we're in replay mode. And then I'll go down to see if we have any 4-hour unmitigated gaps overnight, which we had one yesterday, so I already had that marked out. And then we have one that lines up perfectly with our London low right here. 4-hour unmitigated. So I have my 4-hour unmitigated gaps, my London high, my London lows, and now I'm just looking where could this market draw to today in order to get a trade. So where do I think this market is headed today? Let's actually bring this back to 9 a.m. Okay, I brought this back to 9 a.m. This is actually my London high today. 2643.50. Okay, so this is what I have on my charts, around 8:30 a.m. when I was marking my key levels. I marked out my 4-hour unmitigated, my London high, my London low. Now I'm looking, where is this market going to draw to today? I can mark these hourly unmitigated gaps as well, but I'm only interested in the 4-hour or higher unmitigated gaps to draw towards, and so those will be the only ones marked out on my chart, nothing lower than that. So what interests me today? Well, I know we have this 4-hour unmitigated gap down here. That's a good draw for us. And as always, I'm looking for 3 things, which is my strategy, right? The BBR. I'm looking for a breakout, so one way or the other, either to the upside or to the downside. I'm looking for a bounce, so we come down, we bounce off this low, or I'm looking for a reject. We come up and we reject London high. Any of those things are valid today. And now I just need confluences, and the more confluences, the better. Now, where do we have the most confluences here today to take a trade off of? Well, we have equal highs up here, which is very strong. If we come back to the 4-hour chart, I've had these marked out for over a month, but we have quadruple equal highs here. That is very, very strong draw. So I'm interested, if we do get strong, we're probably going to these equal highs. So I have that in the back of my mind going into the day. Another thing I have in the back of my mind going into the day, let me get rid of this, is we have this 4-hour draw down here. Now, we could definitely get weak below London lows and continue, right? The first B in my strategy, which is breakout. We could break out below London lows and continue to this 4-hour unmitigated. But my highest probability setup, and it's pretty obvious, would be a sweep of London lows. So we grab all this liquidity. We also tap into this 4-hour unmitigated gap. And we have a previous day high right here that if we hold would be very enticing for longs. So yes, I'm open to a reject here as always, but I'd rather get this bounce or continuation lower. This bounce, if we did get it, would be go break even at London highs and full target equal highs up here. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't know it going through the day, but that's exactly what happened and how we traded this going into the day live in front of my community. I told them this beforehand, gave them the game plan, and then executed it live in front of them. So the market opens here, and let's run this through. So 9:30 market opens here. First of all, we sweep right here. Let's go back to here. Look at this 1-minute chart, and I was actually interested in taking along here because we sweep London lows and tapped into this 4-hour unmitigated, and then we inverse this 1-minute gap. Why am I not taking this, right? This inverse fair value gap right here. Why am I not taking this? Because if we look at ES at the same time, ES is lagging, right? ES is, it's just not doing it for me. It's not showing me that same thing that NQ is showing me, that bounce off London lows that we got on NQ. It didn't inverse anything here. So I'm looking for them to align. That's first and foremost. I want NQ and ES to align to show me the same thing. I don't want to be looking like, looks kind of like we could go short on ES and long on NQ, then that means I'm not taking a trade, right? I want them to align with each other. So I'm waiting here. I didn't take this inverse. I almost did, but I didn't. What happened minutes later? We got this flush of London lows. We tapped into this 4-hour gap, and ES did the same, right? Flush London lows, and now it's reclaiming. Now ES is actually the strong asset compared to NQ. It's reclaiming very strong. And I'm looking for two things. Now, if you remember what I said earlier, we have a beautiful drawdown here at this 4-hour unmitigated gap, but we also have those equal highs up there. So I'm looking for either or. This could be a breakout to the downside for continuation, or this could be a sweep of these lows, liquidity sweep. We reclaim, inverse this 5-minute fair value gap, and we go long. Either one works for me. I don't care what direction I'm trading as long as I have a solid plan and get solid confirmation. So what am I looking for downside here? We have a really clean 30-second, right? 30-second fair value gap right here. If we inverse this, so if we retest London lows, inverse this, then I'm definitely going to go short, targeting this 4-hour unmitigated gap. Or, as you guys know what happened probably, we have this 5-minute unmitigated fair value gap. Well, it's mitigated now. If we inverse this 5-minute and reclaim London lows, that would give me the perfect confirmation to go long. We could target London highs for a break even, or we could take profit there. It depends on how you trade. Now, I trade a really high RR strategy. If you guys know me, if you guys have been following some of my videos, you guys know I trade a high RR strategy. I'm not interested in 1-to-1s or 2-to-1s. I want at least a 3-to-1 risk to reward. Now, today was a 4-to-1, so it was very nice. Back up to equal highs. So at this point, I'm just waiting. I'm looking at the 1-minute chart. I'm saying, okay, if we inverse this 30-second, I'm looking at your 30-second actually. I'm saying if we inverse this 30-second to the downside, I'm going to go short. If we inverse this 5-minute fair value gap to the upside, I'm going to go long. So I don't care which one, I don't care which way the market goes. I'm going to make money today probably, right? So let's play this out. We start to reject that 5-minute, come back down, retest that 30-second, and eventually right here we get that 5-minute closure. Oh shit, stop moving. So right here we get this 5-minute closure, which is closure on this 5-minute candle. We inverse this, and that was right here. I wanted to see this because since it wasn't the best close, we barely inversed that 5-minute. I wanted to see a little bit of a push. As soon as we got that, I entered my long. Stop is below this 4-hour gap. Target, like I said before, was these equal highs or my draw on liquidity on ES, which I'll show you guys. That ended up being my target, which was about a 4R. And London high is now my break even. Now, some of my members actually were up too much and had to take profits before my target even hit. Right? That's how good the risk to reward is on our trades because they're breaking consistency rule. But as you can see, we have this level on ES. I'll show you guys really quick. We have this 4-hour high, and that was a very simple high. Very nice draw on liquidity on ES. So either this is my target or, like I said, those equal highs on NQ. Whichever one hits first, I don't care which one hits first, but that's my target, whichever one hits first. So I entered my trade. Once again, we sweep London lows on both ES and NQ. We tap into a 4-hour unmitigated gap, and now we reclaim London lows and inverse a 5-minute gap. With all that being said, that's my entry criteria. I have a really nice draw to the upside of equal highs and that 4-hour high on ES. So very, very simple. At this point, we hit session highs on NQ and we hit session highs on ES. So I went break even and the rest is history. You can see this played out perfectly. It just took a while, right? But that's what happens when you trade a high risk reward strategy. It's going to take a while. You got to let your winners play out. But if you guys watch that back testing video, you'll see my equity curve is much, much better than if I had a high win rate 1-to-1 strategy. My win rate's about a 55%, average risk reward about 1 to 3, and it's way better than a high win rate, low risk reward strategy. I'm telling you, just look up expected value calculator. You'll see what I'm talking about. So that's how I trade. This is exactly how I executed today. And that was exactly my thought process going into the day, my thought process during the day, and why I took this trade. Beautiful trade, 2.2 thousand, 114 points on the Nasdaq, live in front of my members. They watched me every step of the way this morning. My thought process of maybe going short here at this 30-second inverse, and then ultimately getting this 5-minute inverse fair value gap, reclaim London lows, and we went long. Caught a nice 1-to-4 risk to reward, and very nice day. So I'm going to make more of these trade recap videos for you guys. I hope it was beneficial. I hope you got some knowledge from this. That's exactly how I captured this win today. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.